So Paul Doswell with me for a Doscast in person. A lot going on obviously the last week or so. We'll start off with the new 3G pitch because it's the first time we've had the chance to speak to you since the announcement on Monday. Very exciting times ahead for the football club.
Yeah, I mean the response as well since we've announced it, I think over 10,000 views from the social media. Literally hundreds of phone calls from clubs, youth clubs and clubs in the Hampshire League, the Wessex League, and even our friends at Portsmouth Football Club. So, it's been a brilliant response. We're trying to cope with all the, all of that as well this week. But yeah, it's had that desired effect, and I said really excited about what the future holds for the football club.
Did you expect it to blow up as much as it has done?
I did think it would take us at least a few months to, for everyone to get to know about it, but it seems to me social media now and the power of it is just a game changer. We're almost probably at 60 to 70% sold out already, which is incredible when we've only even been taking calls for about 3 days, I think. But it's I've seen a few of the comments as well, and I think one of the positive things is we have gone for the best 3G pitch out there. It's going to be a fantastic surface. People are questioning drainage and engineering. That's all part of the quote. It's all up to the company S&C Slatter, and as I said, they're literally not so world leaders, but they're certainly country leaders in doing it. So that's their job, and they'll be doing that over an 8-week period. People don't need to worry about how it's going to look or whether it's going to be, it's going to be dead flat, laser flat, fantastic drainage in it, won't be waterlogged, won't get any games called off, probably snow is the only thing that can stop it, but that's more because of the outside of the stadium. But people have got to embrace it. It's the pitch is now, it's like watching, within 5 minutes of watching it, you'd think you're watching, it's all striped. It all looks like a striped football pitch. You played on a brilliant surface week in, week out. So, it's disappointing to hear the odd comments, about people don't like it. I think if people give it a chance, which is what they should do, what they will see is a fantastic, game of football on it, and one that's, won't be affected by non-stop divots. And we did see that last year.
One of the things I have heard, one of the comments I have heard is it shows a lack of EFL ambition. What's your response to that statement?
Well, we've discussed it within the boardroom, and it's absolutely clear from our perspective. We genuinely do think that 3G pitches will be allowed into League 2 sooner rather than later. But to be absolutely clear, if we get the opportunity, and like I said, you've got to remember, the constraint to this football club with not only the budget but the volunteers. Going into League 2 would change the whole face of the club, and it's something which we did so well at Sutton that we were in that conundrum ourselves. And you've got to be careful. You don't wish for something that it ends up almost bankrupting the football club. So if we were to do it, and as I said, there's a long way to go before we're in that position. But if we were, then the investors on the 3G pitch have already given us the go-ahead to take the pitch back up, put a grass one down, and so there's no lack of ambition to get into League 2, but there's a whole dose of reality as well about where we are as a football club and how we perceive ourselves, and that is at the moment to try and be the best non-league side in the area that we can be, and to be the best community club that we can be.
Well, to get into League 2, you've got to get out of the National League South first. Back to training over the last week or so. Tests have come back, as we record it, all come back negative for the second week in a row. Very positive news, and we now can slowly build our way up through the testing process, the training processes towards that game on the 25th.
Yeah, as I said, players are different now. I mean, in my day, I think you had an 8-week summer break, and not many people did a lot and came back probably a stone or so overweight. Players now really, really look after themselves. It's a different mindset. So the players have been back now for, I think, a week, 10 days. As I said, we've had last Thursday no negative tests. This coming Thursday we had no negative tests. So we've now done the week of separation, and next week we go into full contact. So from my point of view, watching them, the lads have come back very, very sharp.
That's a massive compliment, that, isn't it? That they've committed themselves so much, and obviously they've obviously seen what we've seen with the Promote 2 project and everything else that we've done well to get in it. Now we've got to go and win it.
Yeah, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder than than people would think, because you've not played for 4 months. Form pretty much now has gone out the window. I think the advantage we had, and we earned it from finishing second, would have been having probably 4,000 people roaring us on. They're not there. But what we have got back here now is a fantastic looking pitch. And our best football of the season came in August, September, October, when we had a great surface to play on. So I know the players, are over the moon to see a pitch that they know they can play on. And from our point of view, of course, we're here to try and win them, but it's not going to be, it's not going to be easy. I respect all the other teams that are involved, and I do think it's a little bit of a flip of the coin because of the 4 months that we've had off. Having said that, as a club, we're geared up to go up. We want to go up. It's something which we're very, very keen on, but it's not life ending if we don't.
Obviously it's a disadvantage because they've had a game extra and a bit more match sharp, but I suppose an advantage we have is that we'll be able to watch them on the Sunday before whoever wins the quarter final between Slough and Dartford, and we'll see roughly how they get to play, whereas the last they get to see of us playing is March the 14th against Dorking.
Yeah, but from our perspective, we've arranged friendlies, so we are going to be playing. Very likely to have a game on the 18th of July as well. So from our point of view, we'll have played 2 games. We're playing inter-squad games. I honestly, whilst it is an advantage to play a competitive game and to win that game, I think you go into the next game in a winning mentality. From our point of view, we feel that we'll be really, really ready, and I'm looking forward to it. As I say, I'm quite relaxed about it. I think that the team that we've got, the squad that we've got, is good enough to beat anybody in this league and the league above. So it's all on the day, as we all know, but the way they're looking in training, as I said, the way that the pitch is looking, massive pluses. Rory Deacon's back, and as you say, you've seen him the last 10 days in training. He looks really sharp. Betsy Gomez is returning from France, and again he's played 3 or 4 games in France. He looks really sharp. So there's some really good things. People that were suffering little niggles and injuries. Kedwell's come back looking really, really good. Drury's come back looking really good as well. Probably lost 4 kg Dukes over the break. He's looked very, very good as well. So I think everyone has, and it's I think all managers will say that, but it's a fact. I'm not just saying it to say it. Very impressed, but really impressed with Rory, and really impressed with Betsy Gomez as well. Move
on to Betsy and just saying one thing I want to talk about with the friendlies is, of course, you need the friendlies obviously for fitness and things like that. But do you think it's also as much and as important the protocols that come into place with the games, because we've never encountered anything like we're gonna have to experience inside this ground in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, and again, massive thank you to Tim Mellor, who's written up 60 odd pages of protocol to allow this games to happen. Stuart Munro and Trevor and Richie Pope, who've all got together as a committee, a subcommittee. There's an enormous amount of work that's gone in play, just to allow us to play the game. And again, the players have had to have a different scenario. They come in, they're temperature tested now. They've got to park in the back car park. We've all got to stay a metre apart. Richie's got the Hamilton Waterlooville face masks. It is very, very different, even to the point where we've got to turn up 2 hours now before a game. The away team turn up an hour and a half before the game. Media, hour. Guest directors 45 minutes. So everyone's got a staggered time to even be allowed in the stadium. So it is unusual, but let's be fair. Once we walk in that tunnel at 5 to 3, the green pitch is the green pitch, and that's all I'm interested in. So the lads will be ready and focused to go. And one of the reasons for having the friendlies is to get them used to an environment of no supporters. It's going to be strange, but what we've got to make sure as a management team that we've covered every angle that the players feel comfortable.
Let's go back to Betsy Gomez. He's now back, he's now available, tested negative for coronavirus. We should state that out there. And I suppose when he came over, he wasn't first time out, he wasn't quite match fit, he had time out. You're hoping now that the break's probably come at a perfect time for him, because he's had that time to recuperate, get fitter, and maybe we'll see a prime Betsy Gomez in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think it's wrong to say that Betsy wasn't great when he came over. I thought he had 2 or 3 glimpses in games where he was outstanding. I think the Slough game on the Wednesday night, the second game, was his best game for us. He looked a real threat, but it's very difficult when you've been out for 8 or 9 months. Betsy Gomez was a more long-term signing anyway. He's normally a National League or higher player, but if you haven't played any sport for 7 or 8 months, at any sport you play, whether it's golf, tennis, football, whatever, it takes you time to get back into it. And he did okay. He showed glimpses of what he can do, but he's now back in the same boat. Everyone else has now had 4 months off, so he won't be behind like he was last time. And you watch him today, and then you watch Rory, and you're thinking, that's 2 players that look like they're back to to what I would want them to be.
Do you feel like you finally got that fully fit squad that we've spoken about all season long? There's always been one player out here, one player out there. You've actually got that full pool of players to pick from.
Yeah. As I said, we had a terrible season really, and it's not due to the medical staff or the doctors that we've got. It was serious injuries, and the biggest miss would probably be Alfie Rutherford. I've got like to say to Alfie on camera, I thought his knee injury, dislocated his kneecap, was out for 8 weeks, missed the whole of pre-season. That probably stopped his progress. But what stopped Alfie's progress was Jonah Younger. Jonah was undroppable because he got 29 goals, and Alfie had to be patient and wait for Jonah to either lose form or get injured. And Jonah also stayed fit for the whole season. So, with Alfie, he'd have been a massive asset. I've got to say that to be in the squad for these semi-finals. But rightly so, he wanted to play football. He wanted to be considered the number 9 at the club he was going to. So I get that. So Alfie's a miss. But the rest of the squad, as I said, you can go through it. Fogden was out for probably 3 months of the season. Kedwell was out. Magri was out. Robson was out. It just went on and on and on. So every single one of my players now is, I think, fresh as well. Fresh and fit and raring to go.
Paul, thank you very much. We'll have another update sooner rather than later. Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, Henry.